This recording is another in the continuing series of unintended indiscretions before microphone and camera. From Kermit Schaefer's famous blooper collection. It is dedicated as a sympathetic tribute to the members of the broadcast industry who have been the victims of these classic bloopers.
There's been a rash of armed robberies in the city, 5 within the past 2 hours. 2 short-armed robbers held up a bank this morning. The robbers were carrying shot-off shotguns.
The excitement of quiz shows where large sums of money are offered as prizes often results in some unplanned answers from contestants.
Okay, ready now? Here's my first clue. First you make the sale, then you open my drawers. What am I?
A hooker?
A cash register, you louse.
The hour's top story. Governor Nelson Rockefeller today vetoed a bill to repeal New York's 1970 liberalized abortion law, considered the most liberal in the nation. It permits a woman to have an abortion on request within the first 24 months of pregnancy.
Many talk shows are conducted over the telephone wherein the callers cannot be screened in advance.
They have to bother with this marriage contract because it can only result in one person oppressing the other.
All right, now, have you ever heard of pecking order?
Yes?
All right, do you realize that in nature, in all of nature, there is a pecking order?
Yes, and in some of the groups in nature, the pecking order puts the female at the top, too.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's a minority.
All right, so what you're saying that in nature, according to you, the male is always the pecker, and the female is the pecky, huh?
The following occurred on a dramatic television show which was aired live. The scene was aboard an airplane whose engine had caught fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the no smoking sign at this time, so I'd like to ask that there be no smutterfucking. Further smoking.
Jack Parr is considered to be the pioneer of late-night talk programs. The spontaneity of the conversation between Parr and his guests very often resulted in the unexpected. The enormously popular Parr was also a star maker, having discovered many great talents on his program, such as Kay Stevens. Here is a preserved moment when she first appeared on The Tonight Show. When Parr asked if this was her first TV appearance, this is how she replied.
Yes, I was a virgin before I got here tonight.
This is my...
We now take you to the BBC in England.
As Big Ben's clock strikes 11, it's time for the news.
Unsuspecting performers become the victims of commercial copy that has a double meaning. Let's listen to this example.
And now a word for you ladies about the many pleasurable things you can do with candles.
Candlelight. Warm and sensuous. Casting a mood of love in the shadow of a most unique form. You'll find candles of every conceivable size, shape, and color at Candle Grove. Visit Candle Grove and see what can be done with wax.
You know, those candles sound so sexy that I may rush right over and get some for tonight. It's not what you're thinking. You know what I mean.
Time now for us to take a leak at the news.
The frustration of technical difficulties can result in performers losing their cool. Here is a case where the frustration led to a microphone being inadvertently left open.
Warner Brothers Records would like to take you through Veedon Fleece, a new album and a turning point for Van Morrison.
Rolling. Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Before the removal of all cigarette advertising from radio and television, sponsors spent countless millions of dollars in commercials which ranged from expensive production numbers to inventive advertising campaign slogans. During a relaxing moment, a group of performers with a sense of humor couldn't resist the temptation to parody a popular cigarette commercial of the day. The result has become a collector's item to many buffs who enjoy clever satire. No disrespect was intended to anyone then, nor is it now.
Go to Fire Island and you'll survey the most exciting faggots in the world today. Even on the ferry boat you'll find a man stops and takes big pleasure when and where he can. Chesterfield! Tight little island full of gay romance. They wear gay sandals and they wear tight pants. Sun-drenched top to bottom every day. Blessed with the miracle of being gay. The very best of faggots in the USA. Giving big, big pleasure in a big, big way. Chesterfield!
The taste you've been missing and the length you've learned to like. Full queen size tops and friendly satisfaction. Join the big swish to Chesterfield Queen. New choice of the fags of America.
Chesterfield!
Many commentators describing scenes like the following often get caught up in the occasion and frequently make a regrettable choice of words. No disrespect was intended then, nor is it now.
On this solemn annual occasion, crowds of thousands, as Pope Pius XII stands at his bedroom window in St. Peter's Square, exposing himself before his followers.
And now for the morning farm report. The farmers in Annapolis Valley are pleased to announce that this year there will be an abundance of apples. This is particularly good news because most of the farmers haven't had a good crop in years. Crop, that is.
Station promos are television advertising spots advising viewers of station programming. Due to many changes, such as preemptions and fast-breaking news events, these promos are subject to last-minute alterations, which very often go on the air without proper timing in advance. Here's an example of a promo that ran 1 second too long.
Tune in tonight for a sparkling TV special starring Liberace and his dazzling array of guest stars on the Liberace Show from London. Among Liberace's guests will be comedy stars like Phyllis Diller, Stu Gilliam, Minnie Pearl, and special guest Jack Benny. See singing star Engelbert Hump.
Dedicated personnel have worked around the clock for 6 months in an effort to get the bottom of the problem. With extensive testing and research, scientists are hopeful they can isolate this mysterious microorganism.
One of the winners for a bread baking contest at a country fair was an attractive young newlywed whose physical endowments caused this judge to bloop the following.
And now I'd like to have you meet the best little bed breaker in the country.
Movie commercials for television are the equivalent of the trailers which are shown in theaters as coming attractions. The superlatives used by the copywriters for these films are often exaggerated and overused. What you are about to hear is a motion picture commercial for TV that fell victim to a group of tired performers who were having a little innocent fun at the end of a long and difficult recording session.
She's beautiful. She's smart. She's a fighting hellcat. She's dynamite.
She's full of shit.
See Lana Turner, the glamorous golden-haired enchantress, in a new and different role. In MGM's powerful, pulse-stirring romantic adventure, Betrayed.
My ass.
He's rough. He's rugged. He's red-blooded. He's romantic. He's full of shit. See Clark Gable in one of his greatest roles as a fighting man who had a heart of ice till it was touched by the flame of a woman's love in Betrayed. Your ass. Filmed in breathtaking, beautiful color. He's daring. He's dashing. He's dangerous. He's a daredevil. He's full of shit, too. See Victor Mature as a handsome, headstrong He-Man who fought a strange and savage battle for survival. See those three great Hollywood stars, Clark Gable, Lana Turner, and Victor Mature. They're all full of shit. In MGM's smashing story of explosive passions, Betrayed. Yes. In blazing color.
Let's listen to this announcer who confided to us that nature was calling when he came up with this Freudian slip in his introduction to the musical selection, Twilight Time.
6 o'clock, and it's toilet time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we regret that we're having video difficulties. As soon as our difficulties are restored, we will return you to our regularly scheduled program.
In England, British broadcasters commit their share of bloopers, which they call clangers. Here is the case where an announcer was describing a Thai soccer game in error, which prompted his girlfriend, who was unaware that a nearby mic was open, to add her comment.
And now, as we get back to the second half of our soccer game, I have a late soccer scare. Should that be score, I think. Arsenal 0, Leeds 0. And with Leeds leading, that doesn't sound right, does it?
Rodney, you sure fucked that up.
Fly the best. Fly Northwest Orient Airlines.
It's hard to believe, but the girls seem to get prettier every year. This is the lovely Miss Connecticut going by on her float now. And now let's take a look at a real Georgia peach.
And now we have another telephone caller. Will you please pick up on line 2?
Hello.
Hello? You know who this is?
Oh, hello there.
How are you?
Okay.
I've been lying here in bed lately wondering what you look like.
All right.
And I've come to the conclusion, I would say that you're about 6 feet tall, 155 pounds.
Yeah, true, so far.
Light brown hair. Am I right so far?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You are very erect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is, you stand very erect. I would think you have a fairish complexion.
Fair.
I think it would be great if we could see you exposed. I mean, in public.
Well, I'm going up to the nudist colony Sunday.
In the early days of the phonograph record, there was a popular artist named John Wilfart, spelled W-I-L-F-A-H-R-T. His uncommon name caused consternation among radio announcers.
And now, friends, for your listening pleasure, Whoopi John Wilfart.
Tonight on CBS, your latest election results with David Dick. Oh, no. I goofed that time.
Live man-on-the-street interviews offer no time for preparation or rehearsals. The result is that the interviewees come up with unexpected comments.
We continue our sidewalk interview as we ask the streetwalker the question. Do you think that the president is adequate?
Well, I can't talk for other women, but I've always found that President Ford satisfied me.
The temperature now in the Twin Cities is 28 degrees. The weather forecast called for shattered scours today.
Many present-day soap operas are still done live.
I've done everything. I'm really at my wit's end, Mother. It's so hard to communicate with him. He's very long to get hard to get along with.
Our newlywed game continues with this question. Wives, will your husband say your mattress is soft or hard? Wife number 1.
Is that before or after we were married?
In a live network TV presentation of the classic Robin Hood, an actor awaited the arrival on stage of the character Friar Tuck, with this disastrous result.
What ho, Robin! Yonder comes Friar Fuck now! Yonder comes Friar Chuck now.
This portion of our late movie, The Running Man, starring Lawrence Harvey, is brought to you tonight by X-Lax.
A spoonerism is an unintended interchange of syllables. Announcers very often become the victim of these verbal stumbling blocks. Let's listen to this newsman's unintended blooper when telling of the battles around Duck Pho in Vietnam.
A group of American Marines got a good look at how the Viet Cong treat their prisoners today in the jungles of South Vietnam. A Marine patrol came across the remains of a small VC prison camp near the jungle highlands village of Phuc Do. That should be Duck Pho.
See Andy Griffith play, Juliet Prowse dance, and famous recording star Roger Williams tinkle on the Don Knotts TV special tonight.
Let's tune in to this telephone talk show where some very interesting observations took place.
A part of
That's right, because they're finding out that the mass production line, the assembly line, is causing too many rejects to come out.
Well, you know what it is really, too? I think it's the dull monotony of the same thing.
That's right, and the other problem is in Detroit, we've got a lot of young guys working in the automotive factories who don't dig this screw all day long.
Right.
One screw, one screw, one screw, you know?
That's right.
And they're bored with the job, and any way they stick it in is okay.
Sure.
Well, old Sammy Sneed is going to have to shoot around par golf today if he wants to maintain his lead in the PGA Club Professional Tournament down at Pinehurst, North Carolina. He just teed off with a total of 141, 300 par for the tourney. There has to be some unvoiced feelings that Sam really doesn't belong in this tournament, since most of the other competitors are legitimate club pros who don't play on the tour. But old Sam is not one to pass up the opportunity to make an easy buck. That's the Sports World in Los Angeles for American Entertainment Radio.
Many present-day soap operas are still done live. We now join one such daytime show where the scene takes place aboard an airliner in flight.
Miss, I've been flying these airlines for years, and I've always carried this bag with me. Now, what do you want me to do with it?
Sir, there are 2 places that you can stick that bag. One of them's under the seat in front of you.
Newscasters who cover televised space shots often go without sleep for many hours. This reporter's fatigue began to show when he was covering a launch at the NASA Space Center in Houston.
Test telephone switch to arm light on.
This is the Space Center in Houston with the countdown at 10-2 and still counting. We've just gotten word from the capsule that astronaut Wally Schirra is still in the process of checking out his the checklist.
Performers in broadcasting have to have a sense of humor to survive the tension of live programming. Very often they relieve their pent-up pressures during rehearsals. Here is a rare, treasured rehearsal session revolving around one of radio's best-known and longest-running series.
Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
Oh, this is the loneliest jailhouse I was ever in, Matt.
All right.
Mr. Dillon, I stunned my knee again.
Kitty, get that goddamn thing out of here.
Oh, Miss Kitty. Was it something scary at Chester?
Oh, worse than that. Oh, that new hotel's on fire.
On fire?
And old Enoch saying Jim Dobie. Oh, my knee's killing me. You better get down there, Mr. Don. Oh, dear. True. Hey, and nice. That goddamn shrimp curry does it every time. How many riders you got out at your ranch? Oh, about 20.
Well, I want 15 of them.
You what?
I want them here in Dodge. We're going to put a guard around this building 24 hours a day.
I can't spare no 15 men, Shank. Who's going to watch the store?
You ain't moving cattle this time of year.
Of course not.
Well, then 5 riders are enough for that. You want this hotel to go up or don't you?
All right, I'll send for him.
Say, ain't that... No,
Christ.
Morning, Marshal.
Dobie.
I suppose I'm getting the blame for this.
Oh, yes, you are.
Why ain't you arresting me?
I've known you for a long time, Dobie. You're a pig-headed and you can be downright mean. But you don't fight this right.
You're making hard.
I don't know what the fuck I'm laughing about. You can thank me by laying off Enoch Mills for a while. There's going to be enough trouble without you making any. Oh,
Hello. Morning, Mr. Watkins.
you look dressed for traveling.
I've been looking over some land up north the last couple of days.
How'd you have a good trip?
Fine, except for crossing the Pawnee. It was almost in flood.
How'd you make it?
I was lucky, Chester. Some cowboys were taking a herd across, and they gave me a hand.
Swimming a herd across the Pawnee this time of year?
Yes.
All right, hold him, Chester. Suppose burning my hotel down was nothing?
Oh, it wasn't a hotel. It was only just the frame of one. That about right?
Chester, I'm beginning to think you and the marshal are both in on it. You're such big friends with Jim Dobie. You'll believe most anything, won't you? Anything but what you tell me, Marshal Dillon.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure enough, true. Now I'm getting out of here. I got nothing to say to you, and you got nothing to say to me.
God damn it, he's stronger than you'd think.
Don't know why I come in the first place.
Now, wait a minute, ain't I?
Marshal, make it faster.
I will.
We haven't got much time. Hello, John?
No, I didn't know you were here.
Have you paid for those cattle yet, Leeds?
No. The boss will be here any minute to collect the money. In fact, that's them riding him now.
Pay him, Leach. We'll wait in the other room.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, come on, Enoch. Getting yourself in deeper and deeper, Marshal. But I've about decided you won't go to jail. They're going to lock you up in a madhouse.
Quiet now, Enoch, and listen. Where'd he go? You the boss of that outfit that just went by? Enoch Mills is the boss. I run it for him.
Whoosh.
Come on, give me the money. I ain't got all day.
Bill Shank.
Well, hurry it up, mister. Where's the money?
Oh, I'll kill him. I'll kill him with my bare hands.
You dirty thief, Shank! What are you doing here? Dillon!
Hold it, Shank. I said hold it, Shank.
Hold it!
Bang.
Bang! Can't I set it down now?
We now take you to the BBC in England.
Now, children, let's take a look at some of the famous architecture we have here in London. Here, for instance, is a picture of Westminster Bridge. This bridge, as you know, is still standing today, as it has for many years. In fact, Queen Victoria herself was seen by thousands of people pissing over this very bridge on her way to Buckingham Palace. That should be passing over this bridge, of course.
We open today's program of religious music with the inspiring hymn, "The Lord Shall Lead His Flock of Sheep," as sung by the Moron Tabernacle Choir.
Stay tuned for Fulton Lewis Jr. and the Jews. I mean Fulton Lewis Jr. and the news. And now, Mr. Jr. Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Many beauty pageant winners have ambitions to work in broadcasting. Some of them possess the natural talents needed to gain success, and some of them don't. Here is one such aspiring beauty doing her best as a commentator.
This afternoon, here in Atlantic City, we have ladies representing every state in the Union. 48 beautiful girls in their swimsuits, ready to take pictures on the boardwalk at the seashore, on the boardwalk at the seashore, on the boardwalk at the seashore here in Atlantic City.
Tell me, Coach, do you find the Chicago Bears have very complicated plays?
I've talked to some of their defensive players, and they're all pretty simple.
When broadcast performers get the giggles, they sometimes become uncontrollable, such as the several Lowell Thomas breakups contained in past blooper albums. Here is a classic incident where popular personality Cedric Adams, known to millions as Mr. Radio, became the victim of a breakup.
Northern States Power Company presents Cedric Adams, your roving reporter in
your hometown. Oh, Christ.
You started it, Adam.
I never did.
Yes. All right.
This is Zucker's overtime.
Northern State. Don't look up.
Oh, where the hell do you want me to look?
Stop. Why don't you shut up for a second?
I haven't said a word.
No, you don't have to. If you'd say a few words, it'd be better. Geez, it's really awful when you hear it gurgle in the cabin, you know?
God. How did this start, anyway?
You started it.
I never did. Did I, Mac? Your hometown. 3 Bentley words are the worst ones in the whole world. Oh, dear. You've got quite a lot to say there.
Northern States Power Company presents Cedric Adams, your roving reporter in...
It wasn't my fault, John. I know. Oh, God. I'll come down tomorrow morning, I'm sure.
Tensions ran high in New York City today as thousands of city policemen were on duty to prevent any outbreaks as a result of the visit of the Arab leader Yasser Arafat. Or should that be Yasser Arafat? Don't pronounce that right.
Let's Make a Deal is one of TV's most popular shows. During the course of the program, a question is asked of a contestant who is supposed to say that he watches Let's Make a Deal every Saturday night. However, this was his surprising reply.
Let's make a deal. What happens every Saturday night at 7:30?
I take a bath.
To continue on with the music of the night train show, we dig into the past to bring out an old blues standard, I've Got a Crush on You. And here to sing it, the Queen of the Blues, Miss Dinah Washington. I'm sorry, Miss Washington. Queen of the Blues, that should be.
Late-night talk shows often result in some strange conversations since anyone is permitted to phone in. This caller was discussing musical instruments with the telephone talk master.
Everybody knows you're 9 feet tall. Only girl in town who can play the organ from the bedroom.
Oh, boy, you haven't seen my organ. I've got a swell organ over here at my house.
Yeah?
Would you like to come over here and try my organ?
Yeah?
Or else you could invite me over to your place and I could play on your organ.
Fine.
Viewers who were watching the conservative BBC in England were startled to hear this pompous commentator who was describing the Queen's Royal Horse Artillery.
Millions are viewing this memorable and colorful event on television, as well as tens of thousands who have lined the streets here in London. The New Zealand contingent has just left Buckingham Palace. They will be followed by the Queen's Royal Horse Artillery. Oh, I beg your pardon, that should be Royal Horse Artillery.
Commercial announcers are always at the mercy of the copywriters at the advertising agency. Here is a sample piece of copy that resulted in embarrassment for this unsuspecting female announcer.
So for holiday time, picnic time, for the whole family, try Rosedale's monthly flavor. Monthly flavor? Who the hell wrote this? Try Rosedale's flavor of the month.
The on-the-scene excitement of fast-breaking news stories resulted in a disaster for this newscaster at the scene of a fire.
All available firefighting equipment will be called out.
When laymen are given the responsibility of broadcasting on the air, they are usually very nervous. They unconsciously attempt to cover up their nervousness by laughing. Here is a Coast Guard public service announcement that demonstrates this point.
Go ahead anytime, Ron. Coast Guard Air and Sea units continue to search for a man missing overboard from the fishing vessel Master Lee. 27-year-old Walter Wield. Let me start that over again. His name is...
What are you guys drinking over there?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's nice. Coast Guard Air and Sea units continue to search for a man missing overboard from the fishing vessel.
Come on.
Just a second. Let me give you to somebody else.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, can you read it?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay. Go ahead anytime.
Coast Guard Air and Sea units continue to search for a man missing overboard from the ill-fated Birmingham.
You got the laughies over there.
Wait a minute.
Hey, take her again, anytime.
Okay.
Or anything.
No.
Go anytime.
Coast Guard Air and Sea. Coast. Coast Guard Air and Sea units continue to... this is no good.
We're still rolling.
Can you, all right. Coast Guard Air and Sea units continue to search for a man.
This is hilarious.
Give me 5
I hope you guys ain't searching for me when I'm overboard.
And fellas, when you stop in at Barney's Men's Store, be sure to see those beautiful Gabardine seats.
This is Alan Courtney speaking. Don't forget tonight at 9, our special guest will be... I forgot.
The Viet Cong delegation at the Paris peace talks reacted predictably to President Nixon's forthcoming trip to Peking. The delegation said that Paris is the only place that President Nixon can find a peace.
The public doesn't always understand the necessity for complete privacy required by broadcasters. If the on-the-air sign is ignored by well-meaning friends or relatives, disruptions like this can occur.
The stock market is going back to worrying about inflation. At the bell, the Dow Industrial Average stood at 983.59, up 4.36. Both the transportation and utility averages also showed modest gains. What? Yeah. Oh, Donna. Donna, I'm in the middle of Jesus Christ. What was the telephone? What was the... Come here, Donna. God damn it. I'm sorry I have to do this over.
We take you now for the broadcast of the broad game.
News wire service copywriters are commonly the perpetrators of bloopers, which are read verbatim off the teletype by unsuspecting newscasters.
Mr. Kissinger, who's awaiting confirmation as Secretary of State, seems to be very well qualified. He's obviously a man of sound judgment and intelligence. Mr. Kissinger is not married.
We'll return to our midday movie matinee, The Blackboard Jungle, starring Sal Mineo, right after this menopause. Pause.
Sports interviews which emanate direct and live from the winning team's locker room are fraught with danger due to the emotional excitement of the victors.
How's it feel to be the World Series winner?
It's a fantastic feeling, not so much for myself, but for the rest of the fucking guys.
Let's turn back the clock to those thrilling days of yesteryear and hear this memorable line from the Lone Ranger.
Hey there, Pete. What are we going to do with this here stagecoach? I don't know, George. Hey, listen. I hear a white horse coming. Hey, that's a great line. I wonder who wrote that.
A newscaster encounters many pressures in the hectic preparation of a daily newscast. He can be forgiven if he had one too many just before airtime. Here is an announcer who was feeling no pain.
NBC Radio News on the Hour.
The news in brief, arsonists attempting eventually to avenge the assassination of Negro extremist Malcolm X hit headquarters of Muslim headquarters at opposite ends of the country today. The Harlem headquarters were destroyed, as was a mosque in San Francisco on the West Coast.
The women's liberation movement has resulted in a greater number of female broadcasters being employed on radio and television. Unfortunately, not all those accepted have the talent required.
President Nixon returned today from a long vacation in Florida. Oh, I beg your pardon. President Ford just returned today from a long vacation in Florida, in which he was at the Jackie Gleason Inverary Classic with Jackie Gleason, Bob Hope, Jack Nicklaus, and many other celebrities, and apparently the Florida vacation did him a lot of good. Ford returned looking fanned and that is, tanned and fit.
Some performers are frustrated writers. They feel that they can improve upon material assigned to them. Here is the case in point where a commercial announcer delivered this parody created by an anonymous prankster.
New York City. It's still a hell of a town.
New York telephone.
At New York Telephone, we know getting a malicious or obscene phone call can really piss you off. If you get such a call, fuck it. Hang up immediately. In most instances, that's enough to stop the caller from becoming a pain in the ass. Too often, though, people unwittingly encourage the caller by talking back. Don't be a prick. You can't argue with a sick mind, so don't try. If hanging up quickly doesn't work, for shit's sake, don't panic. Just call our business office. You'll find the number in the front of your telephone directory. In persistent cases, our annoyance call bureau takes over to try and trap the fucker. Working with the police, our annoyance call bureau has been responsible for 844 arrests and 54 abortions. And offenders have learned that a 10-cent phone call can cost them as much as $1,000 and jam their ass in prison for a year. At New York Telephone, we're in business to give you service. And part of our obligation is to see to it that no motherfucker abuses that service. After all, the service we give you is obscene enough.
New York telephone.
Tonight, CBS Report brings viewers an in-depth interview with Illinois' lawmaker Howard Baker, who will discuss the water great Bacon.
Fast-talking sports commentators bring mountains of statistics to the sports fans. However, they often trip themselves up in the maze of fast-changing scores.
But the Bucks, of course, had the 19-point lead and could afford to play a little bit cautiously. However, they did put the ball up 24 times, but hit on just one-third of those shots, 8 out of 24 in the fourth quarter, while the Pistons got hot and hit it better than 53% on 14 out of 26.
For you listeners who missed it, let's have an instant replay.
But the Bucks, of course, had the 19-point lead and could afford to play a little bit cautiously. However, they did put the ball up 24 times, but hit on just one-third of those shots, 8 out of 24 in the fourth quarter, while the Pistons got hot and hit it better than 53% on 14 out of 26.
One of radio's most popular programs of yesteryear was the Cisco Kid. The actors on the program had been known on occasion to put on their fellow performers. The following bit of mischief was attributed to Pancho, who pulled the leg of an unsuspecting cast member on the show.
Cisco.
See, Pancho.
Senator Healy finally get that canyon surveyed, huh?
See, I understand the government plans to build a dam and a reservoir there, within the next few years.
Oh, damn, that's a very bad word. But that is very good. Will be plenty of water for the peoples. Now those bandidos in the jail and they not can steal it.
See, Chico. How did you like watching the men survey?
Oh, Pancho liked that. Only that wine made my asshole burn. Pancho used to work for Surveyor Gonzalez down home in Hermosillo.
You never told me that, Pancho.
Oh, see, Pancho worked for Gonzalez 1 week.
Only 1 week? Why no more than that?
Well, it's like this, Cisco. Pancho asked Gonzalez for a raise.
After only a week, you asked for a raise?
See?
Was Gonzalez angry?
No, Cisco. Gonzalez was just like a lamb.
Just like a lamb, huh? What did he say?
He say...
We're more little lambs.
The late sports wrap-up continues. And now turning to basketball. West Virginia State 69. That should be West Virginia State. West Virginia State. And Auburn 69 and Auburn 55.
Mary, you don't realize just how much I've missed you these past several months. My nights were lonely without you, my love. Oh, it's so good to be home.
We now take you to the BBC in England.
Here's a rundown of this afternoon's programs on BBC One. At 12 noon, we'll have the news, followed by our feature film, Brief Encounter with Trevor Howard. Then at 3:30 from Manchester, we bring you the World Cocksucker match. Oh, Lord, the World Cup soccer match. From Manchester.
And on his way to the Vietnam peace talks, Dr. Henry Kissinger made a stopover in Hawaii, where an attractive island girl gave him a lei. L-E-I, that is.
Well, friends, you've been listening to the Top 50, and now you can win a record album if you call me. I'll be taking the 5th caller, so stick your finger in the operator's hole at the telephone hole marked operator, that is, and call in now.
Now the news at this hour. Where the hell is the news?
Hey, you guys, where's the news?
And now back to Art Linkletter.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, a cat and a dog.
Oh, do they have pedigrees?
No. We took them out.
What do you think a pedigree is?
Please.
Please. Do you have a dog or cat?
Yeah.
What?
A dog.
What kind of a dog?
Part Cocker and part Fox Terrier.
Pedigree?
Yeah.
Does it have a pedigree?
Yeah.
How do you know?
It goes over to another dog's house named Shadow.
Do you know what a pedigree is?
Yeah.
What's a pedigree?
A girlfriend.
Madam, our next question is worth $50. Are you ready, madam?
I wish you wouldn't keep calling me madam. Where I come from, that indicates someone that runs a house of ill repute.
Oh, really, madam?
And for the best and relief of arthritis, bursitis, and rheumatism, use unguentine ointment to extinguish the pain. For more inflammation, read the label.
Or I might take you back.
Now here's another million seller, sung by the very popular Urethra Franklin. Whoops, wrong channel. Aretha.
The category for this jackpot question is famous mountain ranges.
And now for $10,000, the last question. Could you tell me where the Urals are located?
You mean the ones we guys go to?
During a coast-to-coast broadcast of the Metropolitan Opera on ABC, Lauritz Melchior, the distinguished Wagnerian tenor, was singing the lead role in Lohengrin. In the last act, he was supposed to leave the stage in a boat drawn by swans. However, the swans missed the cue of the stage crew and left the stage while Melchior was still singing. In complete calm, he turned to his fellow performers and said, "Does anybody know what time does the next swan leave?" And it's my prediction, sports fans, that Mickey Redmond will not score those 50 goals in 3 straight seasons. He'll have surgery performed for a ruptured disc. A couple of kids were playing a game on the Bozo the Clown television show in which a ping-pong ball is blown across a table. The TV camera was focused on the action. During the game, a youngster kept standing in front of the table, making it impossible to watch the game. Bozo turned to the child and said,
"Hey there, kid, that's a bozo no-no. Now sit down."
Aw, fuck off, clown.
This concludes another in the continuing series of recorded bloopers. Until we meet again, this is your narrator, leaving you with the immortal words of Alexander Pope, who said, "To err is human, to forgive divine."